Hi,
Hello.
welcome Monica ma'am. Welcome on the show.
Thank you so much.
Have been waiting for so many months to sort of quote unquote interview you formally. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show, give your message to the youth and talk. Fantastic, thank you so much. Deeply grateful to you for your time, come all the way here from Delhi and talking to us. Thank you so much for this morning.
Pleasure is all mine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What do you think is the future, having studied in the system that you did, wherever you did? If you could take us through your initial grooming years, how you did what you did, what is it that has made you believe today that liberal education is the way forward, or it's high time we adapt it, embrace it? Your thoughts on it?
First of all, thank you so much for such a humbling introduction, sir. It's always a pleasure to come sit with you and talk to you. About liberal education, I think liberal education is the future for sure. It's a confluence of humanities and technology. I will try to explain it in some simpler words here. You see, humans, we used to think all this while up until now that we are the dominant species on this planet.
Right.
And then we have to realize in today's era, the authority is shifting. It's shifting from us to the algorithms. All this while we used to think that the authority comes from outside, from up above the cloud, from the heavens, from the God. Right? But now it is shifting from us to the algorithms. From now, all of these thoughts are under the cloud. They're going back to the cloud, but this time it's not.
Google Cloud.
It's the Google Cloud. You said it right. The Microsoft Cloud, or iCloud for that matter. Right? So, in a nutshell, if I have to tell you, the careers won't be the same as they were 10, 20 years ago. There's going to be a major shift in the career options. Earlier, technology, science, stream, commerce, biology, medicine, they used to be the noble pursuits, right? They used to be the dominant one in every sector. But we see a huge shift, be it in marketing, finance to HR, the dominance of humanities backed up career options.
True.
So I think liberal education is definitely the future. About my career and my journey so far. So I am somebody who started off my career as a cabin attendant. So growing up, it was never my dream to become one, first of all. I was this average student who used to, up until my 10th grade, I used to just love riding the bike and used to just be on my bicycle all the time.
Bunk classes, if I may say so.
No, I used to be a good student, not really the people who used to be on the first bench, not those ones. But then after 10th, after my high school, I think something really changed in me. I think it was my parents who just told me, beta bas 12 में अच्छे नंबर ले आना, उसके बाद लाइफ सॉर्टेड है. एंड आई टेल यू, वो सबसे बड़ा झूठ बोला जाता है हमें, द बिगेस्ट स्कैम. क्योंकि जो रियल लाइफ शुरू होती है वो 12th के बाद ही होती है. द रियल लाइफ दैट वी गेट टू सी इज आफ्टर आवर बोर्ड एग्जाम रिजल्ट, व्हेन वी एंटर इन द कॉलेज डेज, राइट? Of course, we get to make some of the golden memories that we add in our golden days bracket. But then I was of the opinion that okay, I'm going to study very well in my 12th grade, score well, and that is it. My life is going to be amazing. I scored 95% and I taught my school and my coaching center. Everything was amazing. But then I realized, okay, if I'm going to be just studying, but I was like in Delhi all my life up until I was in 12th grade, right? So it's like I have not traveled to any other city. How can I make sure that I get to travel and get the exposure so that I can understand what career options are there other than choosing IIT or clearing CAT and doing MBAs out there, or going for just BCom knowledge that half of the population is doing already.
From DU.
From Delhi University, correct. So that's when I realized, see, I think I'm somebody who's not really good at those 9 to 5 screen-based kind of jobs, but throw me in front of people and I'll excel. So that's when I decided, okay, becoming a cabin attendant is a right option, and that's where I proceeded and I became one. I flew with Indigo Airlines for a good 5 years and it was amazing. I mean, half of the time, cabin attendants in today's era, they are labeled as, you know, the dollies with the trolleys out there. But I was somebody who was...
I was an intellectual dolly.
No, who was really hell-bound that I am going to change that notion. That's when I decided that, okay, this is the time when I need to do the transition from being a cabin attendant, and that's when I joined the sustainability department of the airline.
Yes.
So, which is what I'm doing. And about the keynotes, yes, this is what I love to do. I love to address the youth, to go to the university, talk to such amazing people like you. I get to meet all of you. It's such, in situations and then so yeah, this is all about.
Tell us something about sustainability. You're a keynote speaker for that. The world knows you as one. Tell us something. What is sustainability? Why is it so important? Is it because of so much global warming, and is it because so much, ecologically, biologically, we are perhaps facing one of the worst crises today? Is it that, or did sustainability always have something to do with things which are not just with commercial value and so on? Monica.
I think about sustainability, it's the need of the hour. Where the world is heading, we need to be sustainable. It's not just the one of the schemes that you're adopting your CSR programs up in your companies out there. It is the responsibility of one and all living together. We have to be responsible towards the planet we are living in, first of all. But adopting the sustainable practices can be challenging at times because you have to be profitable as a business also. If I am doing a business and it is not profitable, there is no point talking about going green, talking about, hey, मैं तो support कर रहा हूँ, I am a good, responsible,
But first, show me the profits.
yeah. What about the digits out there? How are you going to feed? How are you going to, bring the bread and butter on the table? How are you going to feed the employees out there in your company? So sustainability is a practice wherein you are doing good for the environment, adopting such practices while being profitable as well. So this is what my understanding.
Balance the two.
Yes.
Outside.
The balance.
Outside.
Yes.
Who are your role models how do you, these are two extremes, trying to balance something which is compassionately capitalistic and genuinely capitalistic and taking it together. Still have a long-term view, something that people haven't taught. I'm sure you have had multiple role models. So who inspired you to go for sustainable development or be the flag bearer of that? Any role model? Is it family? Is it outside external influence? Take us through that.
I think my answer is going to surprise you a little. It's going to be a little interesting because while growing up also, I used to be very fixated. Like, let's say if I like eating Snickers or a chocolate, I used to keep eating it till the time I can't take any more of it. If I'm liking a song, I used to keep listening to it until my ears are going to just explode, right? So I believe when we come in this world, we are just blank slate. We are nothing but the artists because we adopt the art. We take what are the good things and the bad things from the people that we meet. We are just the impressions of all the people that we have met in our lives so far. So I can't really point out on one person that I really look up for. I think it's the combination of all the people that I've met so far in life, and I try to become a better person with what I was yesterday. So it's just a constant comparison of me from me that is it.
Wonderful. Monica, you're a youth icon. You're somebody at such young age, having done such great things, and institutions and universities look forward to hearing from you. I'm sure even Indigo Airlines, what do you want to do? How can they take stress? Because they have to take stress. There's no life without stress. So what would your message be for them? How do you see more and more Monicas coming up in the future? More and more people taking the path that has not been taken till date? Monica.
I think it all starts with your childhood, right? Growing up, I think my parents, or I think you might also agree with it, our parents were very comfortable in saying no to us. If you want bicycle or a video game or anywhere else, if you were to go on a trip, you have to earn your way through it. You have to prove them, okay, I deserve it. I scored this much, this is the way I am earning the right to get a bicycle or a video game out there. Right? But today's the generation, if you see it, parents, because both of them half of the time are working and they're guilty that they're not able to provide enough time and nurturing to their kids. So they want to offer all the materialistic things to their kids out there and provide them with all, nurturing in order to make them feel loved in life. Right? But this makes them very pampered, and then because they're grown up in such a safe environment, when they face the real world out there, they can't do it. Because for them, they have been in a vacuum wherein they've been nurtured so nicely, so they've been taken care so well by their parents. But then the real world is not like the way their mom's gonna treat them. It's gonna be harsh, it's gonna be cruel. about the kids or the students who are there in school or are in colleges, are facing problems or are stressing about small things, or probably uploading reel and worrying, oh my god, why I'm not
I don't have likes.
I don't have enough followers, I'm not getting enough views. I think life is much bigger than just getting views. So they need to expand their horizon. First of all, please uninstall the app. I tell you, you can utilize your time in doing so many other things
Constructive things.
which are going to be more fruitful and productive in your life, rather than just seeing the cringe content out there, which is so mindless, and it takes all of your energy and you feel drained out of it, because you're experiencing so many emotions at one point of time that you feel less worthy and you feel very useless in your life. And about how the solution to it, if not Instagram, if not any other social media platform, how can they up their game? It's by experimenting. Okay, fine. If I like doing 10 things, try your hands in doing those 10 things. That's when you realize, okay, I might not be good in doing 9 things, but I'm really good at doing that one last thing, the 10th thing, right? That's when they realize that what is their true calling.
Outstanding. So what you're trying to say is, A, parenting is not about bringing up a child, it's about bringing up a parent. So that's key for this generation and its parents and grandparents. B, what you're trying to say, if I may summarize this, take up challenges, uninstall social media, say no to desire, that's a better word of putting, say no to desire, look at experimenting. I mean, that's, absolutely, these are golden words, and I'm sure really it'll make a huge impact on the youth of today. And it's just that hearing you, I'm sure many of them would want to start following you, but then I don't know how you're going to be taking that and thinking, but I'm sure you'll have a lot of fans, a lot of likes coming with this once this podcast goes live and so on. Thank you so much, Monica.
Thank
Pleasure
you
having you.
so much, sir. I would be absolutely comfortable and fine even if I don't get any likes, followers after, any fans, like you say, after the release of this podcast. But if I can just bring a change and can shift the mindset of the youth
Make it
today,
impact.
yeah.
Wonderfully. Thank you so much, Monica. Thank you so much.